Hello, my name's John. This is a Hobby Roundup, and you're watching War Games, Models, and Other Hobbies. Hello and welcome back to another Hobby Roundup. Today I'm going to have a look at some of the things I've been working on this month, as well as answer a question I had to one of my videos. So to start with, I want to answer a question that someone put on one of my videos. They wanted to use Lionel Johnson, here is my Lionel Johnson, as a Watchmaster for a Deathwatch army. I have my Primaris Deathwatch Watchmaster just here, still haven't got around to sticking it together. I'm going to have to paint these soon. But this person asked the question of how could they use Lionel Johnson as a Watchmaster. Now, there's lots of ways you could go about doing this. The lore, it could be there are a lot of the Unforgiven, Dark Angels and Dark Angel successor chapters in a watch castle, and Lionel Johnson has joined them in a battle or something like that. Conversion-wise, there's not much I think you'd have to do to the model. You might want to swap the shield out for a Deathwatch shield, like this one here, or you could just leave it the same. To be honest, you can kind of have whoever you want leading your army. I think it'd be quite interesting to see Lionel Johnson in the original black armour with a few inquisitorial details on him. But yeah, it's entirely up to you how you'd go about doing it. But I think it would work to a certain degree. You'd probably find that Roberta Gillingham would be a good character as well to have leading some Deathwatch. But really, it's your army. It's entirely up to you how you do it. The one thing that you will find, however, though, is because they're a Primarch, they are a lot bigger than even the Primaris Marines, so it would stand out in that respect. But I would say either some minor conversions, painting, make up a little bit of lore, you'll be able to include them, no problem. Now, just going to have a look at some of the things I've worked on this month. My first video this month wasn't very successful to make. I was adding the missiles to this Ballistus Dreadnought, ended up using magnets, and so that just broke. That's quite funny, actually. The amount of trouble I had with the video, and now just talking about it, it's come back to haunt me there. Originally, I wanted to just drill out the missiles and maybe add some other ones, and then I had the idea of I'm going to use some magnets to put the missiles on, which kind of does work. But yeah, that's quite amusing that has just decided to break whilst talking about the video. I'm just going to put that to one side and not worry about it. Something that hasn't been in a video this month, I managed to get hold of some Eldari Aspect Warriors. These are Shadow Spectres from Forge World. When they came out quite a few years ago, they were one of my favourite Aspect Warriors, but I never got round to getting hold of them. If you don't know much about them, I'm happy to do a video on them, just leave it in the comments. But I managed to pick these up off eBay. They needed a little bit of cleaning and tidying up, so I removed the heads and I tidied up a little bit of the models. I've just primed them with a white primer, and hopefully I'll get round to painting them soon. But yeah, really enjoyed kind of getting my hands on these. It was a little bit of a risk, as I didn't know what quality they would be in. There are a few little details that I'm going to have to work out how to hide when painting because of previous kind of issues with whoever owned them beforehand, putting them together in slightly the wrong positions for the models and them being broken. But I think I've renovated them nicely. They are, as I said, one of my favourite Aspect Warriors, and although they're not made anymore, there are some rules for them which were in the Warhammer Legends, so I can use them if I ever get around to playing with these ones. And finally this month, the main thing that I've worked on due to work being so busy was a squad of orc boys that I've gone through the whole process of painting them this month. I'll leave a link in the description for anyone who wants to watch those. But I'm really happy with the way that these have turned out. They were just a quick paint scheme, nothing too overly complicated, but I really did enjoy working on them, and I hope to finish a lot more orcs soon as well. But yeah, in the videos I went through how to paint the skin, how I paint all of the clothes, the weapons, and then base them. These are the older orc models from when the whole range got an update. I have lots of older models that I am slowly getting around to painting, putting together, and that kind of thing. But yeah, really enjoyed making the videos for these ones. If anyone would like to see any more videos along these lines, please just leave it in the comments and I'd be happy to do so. But putting loads of little details on, like the checker plates there. We've also got here the little orc triangles and so on. These specific orcs, you'll see that I've got some purple on there. These are to go with my orc gene stealer cult that I'm working on. I do have to get round to painting the patriarch, which I have just here. That might be something I manage to get round to doing in the next month, but who knows what's coming up. So that's it for this month. I just want to say thank you so much to all of my new subscribers. I hope you're enjoying the videos that I put out. Hopefully this month I'll get to do a few more things. It has been busy at work recently, so just finishing off this squad and renovating this one, I've been quite happy about. The less I talk about the Dreadnought, the better. I think it's out to get me that one, but we'll see if I ever get around to finishing it and sorting out any of the problems with it. But for now, all I can say is thank you so much for tuning in. My name is John, and you've been watching War Games, Models, and Other Hobbies.